Hello and welcome to the Delaney Student Union training for our online reservation system called EMS Web App. My name is Virginia Kimpton and I currently serve as the event planning specialist for the Delaney Student Union. Today we're going to walk through how to request an account, access Web App, view space availability, request a reservation including rooms, equipment, and services, edit an existing request, view the status of a request, and cancel an entire reservation or individual bookings. Here on my screen, you will see the web app homepage. To the left are provided a list of links that are helpful for planning a meeting or event. Please keep in mind that in order to access web app, you must be granted an account by the Delaney Student Union Administration. To request an account as an off-campus client, all you'll need to do is click the green Request an Account button on the right-hand side of the sign-in page. This will then take you to a new page where you will be asked to enter an email address, create a password, your name, phone number, and time zone. Once your request has been submitted, it'll be processed within 2 business days. Once submitted, please go ahead and email su.reservations@unf.edu with your name, full name of your organization, and mailing address, and whether your organization is taxable or tax exempt. If your organization is tax exempt, please go ahead and attach your up-to-date certificate of exemption to that email and send it over. Once your account has been activated, you will receive an email from sureservations@unf.edu with a user guide and further helpful information on how to navigate web app. This email means that you have created or you have had an account created. You may log in and begin using web app. On the home screen at the bottom, you will see where you can sign in with your email and password. Once you have successfully logged in, the window changes and shows your My Home tab and offers options for creating reservation requests, viewing your existing bookings, and additional helpful links, again, here on the left-hand side. You may notice that there is a blue question mark in certain places. These you can click on and it will provide tips and helpful instructions. It also offers our email address and our phone number if you need additional help. Under my reservation templates, you are able to see the list of types of requests that you are able to make. If you are tax exempt, you should see in parentheses EXT capital TEE or TE. That means that you are considered tax exempt. If you are taxable, you will see EXT tax and you will be charged tax. If for any reason you feel that these are not appropriately assigned, please email us at the su.reservations@unf.edu. Under this, you will also be able to see the different types of templates. So for instance, request for Market Day Wednesday, request a medium/large indoor space, request a small meeting room, outdoor event spaces, multiple event spaces, and tabling. Each template specifies booking rules that apply, such as how far in advance you must submit the request. In order to see these rules, you can simply do so by clicking the About button next to the template. In this template, reservations can be canceled through web app up until 5 p.m. 2 business days prior to the event. New requests using this template must be submitted at least 21 days in advance. Now let's talk a little bit about reservation structure and the terminology that we will be using throughout this training. What's the difference between a reservation and a booking? A reservation can consist of 1 or more bookings. Every booking belongs to a reservation, and you can have multiple bookings under a single reservation. A reservation is meant to be the who and what, and the booking is meant to be the where and when of the event. For this training, I have created a test reservation. So let's take a look at this one. Okay, so for example, testing for off-campus client training is the what and has been requested by the UNF Delaney Student Union, or the who. Each reservation has a unique ID number to identify it. In this case, this one is 132632. This is referred to as the reservation number. This reservation has multiple bookings, the when and the where. The first being on February 14th from 6 to 8 p.m. in Ballroom D, and the additional booking being February 15th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. in a medium meeting room, specifically 3804. Under each booking, you can click the View Services. A booking can have one or more booking details associated to it. Booking details are the resources such as equipment and technology for the event, or services such as people that are needed, as well as notes, activities, and room charges for the event. In this case, we see SU equipment here and SU activities. Resources can include furniture such as table and chairs and AV or audio-visual, plus the services of a dedicated event and services assistant to run their event AV. Or it could show the activity such as poster making. We're going to go back to previous page. Now let's walk through what it looks like to request a reservation. First, you're going to click on Create a Reservation in the left-hand menu. Next, think about the type of reservation you want to request, and let's choose a reservation template that best matches it. For example, an outdoor amphitheater walk or 5K should be requested through the Request an Outdoor Event Space. A ballroom gala, medium meeting room, or a large group, or a worship service in an auditorium would be requested through the Request a Medium/Large Indoor Space template. Conference rooms for smaller groups can be requested through the Request a Small Meeting Room template. Tabling on the green or library walkway could be requested through the Tabling Request template. A conference where you might need a ballroom for the main session, as well as medium or small rooms for breakouts. Maybe you need a storage room to hold event decor or extra supplies the day before or after, would be requested through the Multiple Event Spaces template. For this training, we're going to focus on and use a Request a Medium/Large Indoor Event Space. In order to start that, you're just going to click Book Now there to the right next to the template. Here, it'll ask you for some date and time information. We're going to click on the calendar icon to search for a date. The selected date will be the automatic default to the earliest date that you are permitted to book the space according to the Dulaney Student Union's request deadlines. Please keep in mind, outdoor tabling and small meeting rooms must be requested 2 full weeks prior to the event date. Medium meeting rooms, ballrooms, the auditorium, Osprey Plaza, and the Coxwell Amphitheater must be requested 3 full weeks prior to the event date. And events involving security, entertainment contracts, high attendance, liability release waivers, work orders, sound outdoors, alcohol, complex diagrams, the catering kitchen, technical setups, or other similar components must be requested 1 full month prior to the event date. Although WebApp will allow you to request spaces up until the deadlines I just mentioned, there are some event components that may require more advanced notice to accommodate. These include amplified sound outdoors, the catering kitchen, security, third-party vendor involvement, and special work orders such as the lift to hang decorations. The earlier you submit the request, the more likely the student union will be able to accommodate and make it happen for you. For this example, I'm going to choose April 10th as my event date, and I'm going to have our time be from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m. Once you've entered your preferred date and your times, all you're going to need to do is hit search. Available rooms will then appear under the list view. If the search does not return any results, and then that means that there is no availability for those dates and times. Adjust the date, start time and or end time, and search again. The schedule view down here is a great option that shows calendar availability of spaces. This can be helpful to identify available times. Although a room may appear available in the schedule view for the start time and end time you want, each room has setup and tear down windows for the time associated for student union staff to set and reset the room. These windows are 0 minutes for most tabling locations, 30 minutes for any small meeting rooms and Osprey Plaza tabling, 60 minutes for the auditorium, medium meeting rooms, and events on the amphitheater, green, or Osprey Plaza, and then 90 minutes for the ballroom. If you're having issues, try adjusting your start and end times earlier or later in Web App if it won't allow you to select a room. To request a reoccurring booking, such as weekly or monthly meetings, you'll just need to select the reoccurrence button to book multiple dates efficiently. Note, the same equipment, setup, and services that you select will be applied to all of these reoccurring bookings. For this example, I'm going to do weekly on Sundays from April 10th to, let's say, April 24th. Apply reoccurrence. The room name, location, floor, maximum capacity, and price will display. When using reoccurrence, the number of your preferred dates that are available in each space is shown in the available column, sorted by the most to least matches. You can click on the name of any room to view details, available setups, features, and images of that space. So in this case, 3703, the full ballroom, has 3 out of the 3 dates, the 3 Sundays available. I can click on the name and a new window will open up. This will show me the room details, some notes that are provided. You can look at setup types. So all of these types are setups that I could choose for the space. Any features that are available, such as the AV car, adjustable lighting. You can even view images. So we do have a photo of an event that was set up. So this is just one of those examples. And we do have a blank floor plan diagram. So once we've located a room to request, we're going to go ahead and click the green add button icon to add the booking to your cart. You can remove or change your room before finalizing your reservation request. You can also add more than one room here, but note, if you do, all requested rooms will have the same setup, equipment, and services applied. Once you hit the add button, a new window will appear asking for you to enter the number of attendees. Please keep in mind to enter the number of people you need to accommodate at any given time in chairs. This is important to remember, as it is not necessarily the total expected attendance. For example, if you expect 200 people to attend your involvement fair, but only need 30 vendor participant chairs, you will enter the number of 30 for the attendees. You will indicate your total expected attendance later in the process. For this, I'm going to do 240. Next, you'll choose your setup type. You'll click the drop down and it'll provide all the options that are available in this particular room will be displayed. I'm going to choose rounds for my sample request. Once you've completed both of those, you will click add room. The room will now show under your selected room section. To delete the room, all you would need to do is click the red minus button. To edit the number of attendees or setup type, you can simply click the blue pencil right here next to attendees or setup type. Once you've completed all the required fields, you will then go to the next step button in the right-hand corner. Now we're going to be looking at adding services, AV, and activities. Services are the equipment, audio-visual, activities, special staffing, and any other available add-ons that you want to associate with the room. If you have no add-ons, you can simply click the Next Step button. To click on an item to add it. For this example, I'm going to do rounds for 240 for my configuration. I only need one for this space. However, please keep in mind that when the new window appears, to read the information and instructions listed. In this case, it typically would show up underneath the title, but there are no instructions for this specific equipment. If the item is a package, the individual components will be included in the list below. So for this package, rounds for 240, I will receive 240 indoor chair square back, and I will receive 30 indoor table round 6 foot. Once you've selected the quantity needed, you will hit OK. If you are unsure of the number or the type of tables and chairs needed for your setup, you can leave them off at this time. You will be able to tell us specific requests later in the process. Our student union staff will add the necessary tables and chairs for you when reviewing the request. In the special instructions box, please provide any details requested in the above instructions here. You may also specify in this box any requests you have for the items like configuration or placement. Once you've selected the item, it will now show up under your services summary section. You can enter the quantity with the pencil icon to the right, or delete the item by clicking the red minus icon. Be sure to select any special activity you plan to do. So further down, we have a list of activities. This is important because say you plan on showing a movie, doing pie in a face, or other types of physical activity, because then this way we can advise you on any required guidelines. When finished, click Next Step. In this case, we're going to add movies and copyrighted material. You're going to get a brief description in the top. This is where the instructions and any other requests would be put in. In this case, there's no requests. It's just simply letting you know some guidelines. So then you can select OK, and it will also be added under your services summary. Let's also add a check-in table package indoor. This is for event registration or check-in stations. It provides you with 1 3x6 table and 2 indoor chairs. Let's say I need 2 for this event, and then I would click OK. Once you've added all of your services, equipment, activities, anything that you see here that's fitting for your event, you'll simply click Next Step. Now we're looking at finalizing your reservation details. The reservation details finalizes the information about your request. The event name you enter will be displayed publicly on room cards and event schedules in the student union. For this, I'm going to call this our student union conference, just as an example. So I'm going to put test. Once you've entered the name, you're going to select your event type. Select the option that best describes your reservation. In this case, I see that there's an SU conference, so I'm going to choose that one. Choose the user organization for which you are requesting space. For me, it'll be the UNF Delaney Student Union. The first contact should be yourself. So I'm going to select myself. You will need to enter in your email address. And then we highly recommend that you select a second contact that will be authorized to make changes to the reservation on your behalf, but it is not required. If your organization or your name is not listed in the dropdowns, please email the UNF Student Union Administration Office to have it added. Again, that email is su www.reservations@unf.edu. You will need to pause in the request process for that to be completed first. So if for any reason your user type isn't showing or you're not showing as a contact, email us first and then we will be able to proceed. If the second contact is not listed, you can leave it blank for now and indicate later in the process that you need a contact to be added for you. Scrolling a little further, you will see the attachments section. The attachments, you can upload any relevant documents, such as a sketch of your desired layout, any agenda or program, current certificate of exemption, or liability insurance documentation. You will just select your file here. The additional information section is where you will tell us all of the remaining details about your reservation not captured already. So, for instance, what's the name of your second contact in the drop-down list? Let's say no, then it'll ask you for the full name, email, and phone number for the second contact. So let's just say Chris Toms, and then you would provide email and phone number there. Describe the nature of your event, including activities involved. So for this, we're going to say student union conference will be a time for us all to discuss upcoming plans and to watch because I put the movie activity earlier. I'm just going to put to watch a movie. What is the total estimated attendance? This is where I'm going to put in there, not what I need necessarily chair count wise, but how many I expect to be there. So for instance, if this is a conference, we might have 1 or 2 presenters that are constantly up and not necessarily seated. So I could put that this is going to be 242. Will the event be involving any of the following? This is going to be in regards to alcohol, amplified sound, animals, cash handling, and the below other options. This is whenever we need to consider those complex requirements. And this is when it will be important to make sure that if you have any of these, you're requesting as soon as possible and not right up to that deadline. That way we have the most time to process. So in this case, let's just say food. Who is the food vendor? You have these options here. If it's other, you would simply just put other, and then you would provide the vendor that you would like to use. Then it asks who will attend your event. This event is going to be for UNF faculty and staff specifically. Will this event be advertised? Yes. How will it be advertised? We're just going to put other. For other, I'm just going to put, or I'm sorry, not other. Let's do social media. There we go. What time will you arrive to set up? This is not your event time, but more so how early before that event time you want to arrive. So for instance, if I was doing this from 12 to 3, I would maybe want to arrive at 10 a.m. to do some tabletop decorations, things like that. And then how long after will you vacate the space after cleaning up? My event ends at 3. I think I'll be able to be out by 5. Do you need to book additional days for load in or load out? No, I do not. Describe your desired setup. Let's just say we will need the projector. We're going to watch a movie. We'll use the projector. Will admission be charged? No. Will we be selling any items? No. Will donations be accepted? No. Of course, if any of these are happening, just select yes. Are you in need of a student union staff to provide dedicated AV support? I do not specifically need that, but if you did, it would just ask you to specify the times in which you would like that person to be present. So in this case, if my event is from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m., I might put those times specifically, so that way they're there. They don't need to be there while I'm setting up or doing decorating necessarily, but this way they're there for the duration. Here's where you can describe any additional requests that you have. How did you hear about us? I'm going to just put the website. And then preferred payment method, credit and debit card. Once you've filled out all of that information and you've provided as much detail as you can, then you're going to review the terms and conditions. Here is where you're going to have to, or where you're going to be able to read some of our policies and procedures. You can also click on the student union's operating policies and procedures that provides even further details into some of our guidelines. Once you've reviewed that, you will simply check the box and then hit create reservation. Oop. I must have missed one. Here we go. What types of sound or music? We're going to need music from our computer or phone. In this case, it's going to ask me to specify any specific equipment. I'm going to put that I have a Mac and may need USB-C cord. That way our event services staff can make sure that they have that reserved for us. Then you'll click create the reservation. Once you're done with this, the screen will validate that your request was submitted and offer options for other actions you can take. So at this time, as mentioned previously in the training, you may want to add to the same reservation additional rooms, which need different setups, times, or equipment. This is the time to do that. You will start by simply clicking the Edit This Reservation button. In this top section, you will see reservation details, additional information, and attachments that were previously entered, and you can edit by clicking the blue pencil right here. There's one for this tab, and then you can attach attachments if you hadn't done so previously. Now we're going to look at adding or canceling services. In the reservation tasks section, over here on the right, you can add or cancel services in bulk. This is the best way to adjust multiple bookings at one time. In this case, we're going to add services. Let's go in and we're going to add an AV package. So we're going to add the basic AV package for Ballroom A. This will consist of a projector and the AV cart to hook up the computer that you will provide. The ballroom does not come with provided computers. I only need one, so I'll just go ahead and leave the quantity as is. I'm going to go ahead and specify in here that I have a Mac computer. That way, whenever the event coordinator and our guest services team sees this, they'll know that you might need additional cords or connections in order to hook up to the system. Click OK. Once we've added this, we're simply going to hit Next Step. We're going to select the booking that we want to add this to. So say I only need this for the one on April 17th. We're going to select that one and we're going to add that service. Then down below, you can see all of your bookings. So here we have April 10th, April 17th, and April 24th. Now I know I specifically just added that AV equipment to April 17th. So I'm going to view the services and I'm going to look for that AV. There's that AV package. If for any reason I wanted to remove this, I could simply go into Manage Services and do so. You can go in here. And this is where you can click the minus button to remove anything. So let's say that I accidentally put it on the 17th and I don't need it anymore. I can go ahead and hit that button. It will remove it. And then you will see the additional or the equipment and the activities that I originally had. Once you've completed that, you're just going to hit reservation details. Okay, perfect. So to add more rooms or dates, you're simply going to do so by clicking the new booking button. This screen should look very familiar. Follow the same process that we used earlier to search for available rooms. Only the rooms that are associated with the chosen reservation template will display. For example, if you used, and in this case we did, the medium/large indoor space template, we won't be able to see any of the small meeting rooms or outdoor spaces in the search. If you realize that you do actually need a different type of room to the reservation, you have two options. You can cancel this reservation and create a new one using the multiple event spaces template, or you can indicate in the reservation's additional information section your need for other rooms. The student union staff will then assist with adding those when reviewing the request. To keep this training short, I won't go ahead and add any additional bookings right now, but click on the name of the reservation at the top to go back to the previous screen. So we're just going to click here. So now we're going to look into changing some dates and times. To bulk change the times or dates of existing bookings, you can click the booking tools to make those updates quickly. So over here under your reservation tasks, you have booking tools. Here you'll choose if you need to change the date to earlier or later. Maybe you need to change the time and reschedule the booking earlier or start the booking earlier. You can do that as well. To cancel an entire reservation, all you need to do is click cancel reservation. It'll ask for a reason. There are some already populated pre-cancellation reasons. If your reason does not fit into one of these, please select other and describe in the cancellation notes. This time I'm not going to cancel it. To cancel a booking, all you'll need to do is go under your bookings here and click the red minus sign. This will prompt the new window to ask you the same questions. So it'll ask you which reason why you're canceling. Again, if it's not one of these reasons, please select other and go ahead and provide some details in the box below. You can make cancellations through WebApp up to 2 business days prior to the event date. If you need to cancel after that time, please contact the UNF Student Union Administration Office to request the cancellation. Off-campus clients that do not cancel by the deadline or show up for the reservation are not entitled to a refund, so please keep that in mind. To see an overview summary of your request, click the reservation summary button right here on the right. The request summary will also be automatically emailed to the first and second contacts that you've selected. So this will break down your reservation number, the user, contact information. While this is not a contract, it has some very helpful information. And it will break down all of the booking details, the number of tables, the number of chairs, all of that good information. I'm going to go ahead and back out of this. Okay, so once you've submitted the request, the student union staff will review your request within 7 to 10 business days and contact you with next steps in order to confirm your request, your reservation. This includes providing liability insurance documentation. You will need to pay a $25 departmental processing fee, answer any questions, pay the reservation charges, and sign and return the contract by the deadline. Once we have reviewed your request, it will be moved to the next step in the process called tentative or tentative shared space. At that point, you cannot make changes to your equipment or services through WebApp. If you need to make any changes, please contact the student union by emailing to request any updates you cannot make through WebApp at that time. Now we're going to go back to My Events. So again, once your account has been requested, then you will be able to see what your status is for your reservation. Bookings that have been requested to be approved and shared space requested are awaiting to be reviewed by the student union administration staff. You may make a number of changes or updates to your booking through WebApp in this stage. Once your request has been reviewed, it'll be moved to a tentative or tentative shared space status. In this case, ours is tentative. You should receive communication in the near future from your student union event coordinator regarding next steps for confirming this event. To sign out of WebApp, all you'll need to do is go in the top right corner, click on your name. It'll provide a drop-down box, and you will select Sign Out. At this time, this concludes the web app training content. If you have additional questions, please don't hesitate to contact our office by either emailing su.reservations@unf.edu or calling at 904-620-2525. Thank you so much.